Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Callie, and today I'm going to be going over my November TBR. So November is going to be what I'm hoping to be a very good reading month. I DNF'd a ton in October, so I have a great list of books up to read. Starting off strong, my reread series for the month of November is An Ember in the Ashes by Sabaa Tahir. The entire quartet. And that is An Ember in the Ashes, A Torch Against the Night, A Reaper at the Gates, and A Sky Beyond the Storm. Now, I've read the first three. I read all three of them right when Reaper came out, or around when Reaper came out. So I did a ton of waiting for Sky Beyond the Storm, and then I just was too scared with how Reaper ended to jump into Sky Beyond the Storm. But I finally did it, and I will be finishing this phenomenal series. This is a Roman Empire inspired story with Middle Eastern magic system influences, and I adore this. We're following three main characters. Laia, who her entire race is enslaved, and then she is posing as a slave girl to the commander of the big martial academy to be a spy for the rebellion. And then we follow Elias, who is the son of the commander, who hates the fact that he's about to be a trained marshal. And then we have Elias's best friend, Helene, who her whole persona is her duty. Her whole personality is her duty. And she also has these unrequited feelings, and all of it comes together with the three of these characters. Their stories, their fates are all intertwined with each other. It's heart-wrenching. It's beautiful. I adore the prose. I have nothing bad to say about this entire series. I love it so much. Up next, I have Pomegranates and Promises and Pomegranates by Sev R. Miller. This is a Polycon author for 2023, and it's been on my list for some time, so I'm finally taking the dive and going into this series. This is a dark romance mythology inspired series. The first one being Hades and Persephone, and I love a good Hades and Persephone retelling, so I'm very excited to jump into this one. Up next, I have The Other Side of the Sky by Amie Kaufman and Meaghan Spooner. I really love Amie Kaufman and her dual authorship with J. Kristoff, so I wanted to try another one of her series. This was Meaghan Spooner. And this is a mixture of sci-fi fantasy. We follow two main characters. One is deeply rooted in magic. She is the last living divinity of her people, and all the other divines left for the sky kingdoms above. And then we have Prince North, who falls from the Cloud Kingdom because he thinks that anything below is dead, so he goes to investigate, and they end up crossing paths and end up kind of trying to figure out each other because according to each of their mythos, they shouldn't exist. So it's a very interesting way of if like us from our time went to the 1100s and just showed them technology and they're like, no, that's magic. But it's technology. And that's a constant conversation. I'm currently listening to the audiobook on Scribd right now, and so far I'm really enjoying it, and just the entire story overall. I'm waiting for the actual plot currently, but so far I'm enjoying all the witty banter and the goofiness of essentially someone from the 21st century going into the 10th. Next, I have The Starless Sea by Erin Morgenstern. I know I'm very late to this party. I read Night Circus a couple years ago and I did like it. It wasn't the greatest thing I've ever read, but it was a good book. So, but I've heard The Starless Sea is a lot better. The Starless Sea follows a young man who finds a book in this huge library that is his life story. And that's about all I know about it. I don't know if he jumps into the book. I don't know if he stops reading. I have no idea. But I think that it's a fascinating concept that he finds a book that is his life. And I'm intrigued to see how I like this. Next, I have The King Will Kill You by Sarah Henning. This is the final book in the Kingdom of Sea and Sand trilogy, which is a Princess Bride retelling. I've really enjoyed the first two books, so I'm very much excited to get to the finale of this series. I really love the direction that we're going with the entire series. While yes, the first book was essentially a gender swapping of the Princess Bride film, I've never read the Princess Bride book or books. I have no idea if it's more than one book, but the rest of the story has taken a turn all on its own that I'm unfamiliar with, and I really have loved that a lot about this series. It's full of magical twists and turns, a lot of political intrigue, and just what I love from a good YA fantasy story. Next I have Princess of Souls by Alexandra Christo. This is I think this was my fairy loot for October. I have 2 other books from my book boxes that I may or may not read this month, but this one I definitely want to read because I really like Alexandra Christo's writing. She does great retellings. My favorite has been To Kill a Kingdom by her, which was a Little Mermaid retelling. This is a Dark Rapunzel retelling, so really excited to see how she takes that story and makes it very dark and twisted like she did with To Kill a Kingdom. The last book is a Polycon monthly book club that myself, Hannah, and Sarah are reading in anticipation for Polycon next April. And the winner of the poll for November was A Promise of Fire by Amanda Bouchet. This was Sarah's pick. I'm gonna be honest, I have no idea what this is about. All I know is it is a fantasy romance series. Sarah just recently bought the 4th book, and I bought the first one, and then her book won. So really excited I'm going to jump into this blind, go into it knowing absolutely nothing. I find I tend to like books more if I don't have expectations. So with that, I'm excited to just jump into this one. And that is my solid TBR for the month of November. I have a ton of other books that I really want to get to, but I don't know if I'll have time. My husband and I just bought a house, so we will be busy with all of that nonsense, and we're really excited about it, but the library will be moving in the next month or so I don't want to put too much pressure on myself to read as much as I usually do with all the stress of moving in mid-December and closing on a house, which is really exciting. We're very excited. Reese is mainly excited because it has a fenced-in yard, and he's never had that before. So, with that said, that's going to be it for today's video. Please like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. We post videos every Tuesday, Thursday, with the occasional Sunday, and I'll see you guys in our next video. Bye!